Well, here's one that slipped through my fingers. I didn't get a chance to do any recording on this one, but I'll just run you through it really quickly. So this is a 1977 Morris Mini 998. Really nice and standard. It's HS4, still got the points. So it ended up getting 3 ohm coil, BP 5-year spark plugs kept to 25 thou, new set of power spark leads, set the points, set the ignition timing. This one was at 5 degrees after TDC originally. I've improved that, brought that up to 10 degrees, and also utilised the advanced curve that it does have. So after that, I moved over to the carburetor. That was actually really nice and simple. That was basically a needle and an oil change. Very nice car. Happily sitting there, idling away. It is a wee bit cold at the moment, so I won't rev it too much. Interested to see what the customer thinks now. Here's one of the next ones coming up. Firstly, what we've got to do with this one is replace the clutch in it. So it's not the happiest. So 1275 based engine, an HI 44 carb. It does already have electronic ignition, but I haven't started on the tune on this. I'll do the clutch first. Then over here we've got a lovely City 998. Absolute wee time machine. So I'll be taking the engine out of this one, going through all the gaskets and seals, giving it a wee bit of a freshen up as needed. And then it'll be the usual tune. Amongst that, got another 1275 GT here. Same with this wee 998. And up here we've got a 1275 GT from the last video, which I'm currently just doing some more fitness repairs on. So this one's actually getting a new steering rack put into it and a couple of rebound buffers. Obviously I'm going to try and get some footage here of these minis. I'm not going to just do tuning. I'll give you some glimpses into everything else that I'm doing. Obviously I've got some more fitness repairs here. Engine work naturally with these other two here as well as the Sweet City, and a clutch over there as well. So given the chance, I'll show you some more into that too. We also do other work as well. So modern cars, not just minis. Today we'll be going through a engine rebuild. So setting up end floats. I'll just show you what's going on here. This is a 1275, bought out 40 thou over. Obviously nothing's tightened down yet. I'll go through here. Got a series of thrust washers to start with. So from standards, 3 thou over and 30 thou over. We'll use those in the worst case scenario, but we'll do some measurements with a dial gauge and see where we end up. So just starting off right off the bat, just standard thrust washers in here, and that right there is far too much clearance. So just because you're putting new thrust washers in doesn't mean they're right. So you do need to measure, because that, it's not focusing in nicely, is very excessive. and we'll see what we can do. So after going through all my measurements, I've tried the standards, obviously, as you've seen. I tried the 3,000 over on both sides, still too much. Infloat, 30,000 doesn't fit, so I'm going to have to get the 30,000 machined down so I can achieve the correct infloat for here. So I'll get back to this. I'll start cleaning up the gearbox and get carried away into that. Start cleaning up some other engine bits as well, just so when the thrust washers do return, I can just get straight into it. Well, I didn't get too much further with that, obviously, as you can see. I've got the thrust washers away at the machinist. They're going to get sorted out. So while that was being organised, I took the diff apart. And this one is actually cracked. Right there, where that vivid mark is, right in there. A little bit hard to point and video at the same time. So I had to try and go through all my bits and pieces under the bench and ended up finding one. So new bearings, new pin, all new washers in there. That's all been sorted out. This is a pre-tuned drive, so we'll see what Will thinks about this. What do you think it goes like? It goes really well. And that's before it's been tuned. Yeah. Right, so here we are. We've got this wee rough and ready Mini. This one is, I believe, a 1293. Obviously, it's got the HI 44 carburetor on it, mini flow heaters, and RC40 exhaust. Customers stated that this runs on when switched off. So firstly what I'll be doing is checking the compression, making sure that we're nothing excessive, and then I'll start going through the ignition system a little bit further. But it's, so this one, I did the clutch on this one yesterday, then I sorted out the idle mixture, just baselined that. We've already taken it for a run, and just quickly, the colours don't look too terrible straight off the bat, so we will see what we find as we go further into it. So next I'll make sure that the ignition leads are okay. Then yeah, just carry on from there. This has got a 3 ohm ignition system with a Lumination distributor. Right, we're at about 210-ish PSI, so I'm going to have to be incredibly careful tuning this one. It's higher than what I typically like, but that would explain why it's running on at the moment. So I'll now go through the ignition system and carry on with the tune, see what we can do with it. Right, so I had changed the dampener out for a 2085 because I had a 1505, so it was going down at the same rate it was going up, so it was far too slow in return for this particular application. Just kept the plugs BP60S for now. I've left the timing where it is nice and safe for this particular engine, having 220 PSI or thereabouts at least. Ended up getting a BDR needle, which after all said and done, that code doesn't mean much because it was whittled down quite a lot. I could have probably found a better needle, but after already starting to modify it, I just left it as is and continued with that. Yellow spring, yeah, took it for a nice drive, and that's now what the plugs look like. Could probably do with a little bit more timing, but all things considered, get some more mileage on it, and I'll get them to bring it back. But I'm happy with that compared to what it looked like before I tuned it. Yeah, I think you'd be quite happy with that result. Sweet, so this is Stu. He's just been out in his wee Mini. What do you think?
Impressed. It's smoother. Still haven't pushed it too much. It's a bit damp and I'm scared. But yeah, it's very responsive. Very good, yes.
Nice and smooth?
Yes, yes. I recommend the Mini Whisperer. Definitely worth doing. So yeah, I'm
Thank you very much.
very happy.
Excellent.
Doesn't run on.
Didn't run on.
Starts easily. That's what I want.
Yep.
And nice to drive.
Yeah,
It's
excellent.
fun to drive. Nice and smooth. So maybe I won't be quite so aggressive.
We'll see.
There again. Offset. But, no, well pleased.
Excellent.
Recommend it.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, obviously, as you can see, I skipped videoing this today. I had the thrust washers turn up, all machined down to the correct size, so I've got the desired inflow on the crank now. Oil pumps on. That's already been stripped, cleaned, measured, all the rest. I'm happy with that. Otherwise I wouldn't have fitted it. Still yet to finalise this here. Obviously once the pistons are in, as you'll see. Having problems with piston rings at the moment, so sussing that out first. But yeah, once I've got the piston cylinder 1 in, then I'll go through and check the cam timing. And then we'll continue the build. Hey everyone, this week got away on me quite severely, so I'll show you what I've been doing this week. So I'll start with the 1275 or the 1300 that I was working on earlier on in the week. All done, ready to go in. So I do apologise for not being able to involve you more with that. It was a wee bit hectic this week. I've had this wee green one arriving for compliance repairs and also a tune, so I'll try and get some video footage of this one as well. So the that 1300 engine there is destined for this car. This one's mine. I'm going to hopefully try and do a little bit more on this today. And here is a 998 20th hour over. Someone's wrapped it up rather well. Just a standard wee runner. This actually had broken pistons. Had a broken piston landing, ring landing, sorry. So that's destined for the orange one over there. Anyway, onto this. This is a rather warm engine. I won't go into great details about that. But twin HS2 carburetors, these have been reconditioned a couple of years ago. They do have a little bit of play in the throttle shaft. Probably just due to the bodies being a little bit worn. I do want to go through one day very soon and rebush them so I can actually go through and sort it all out nicely. This has got a 3-ohm ignition system on it with a CSI 16 curve distributor. It's got an Evo 1 cam in it. Already goes like a rocket, but I want to just spend a wee bit more time on it, getting it better, because I know I can. So it's all done now. All I was really doing this time around, because I've already sorted out the ignition system side of it, I was just making sure that I had the right fueling through the rev range in this. Basically all I've had to do is change the oil in the dash pots for this one, because I've already been playing with this one for quite some time before I even did the AC Dodds tuning course. It was pure dumb luck that I had needles that were suited for it, that were great right up through. One day I will go through, rebush those, and I'll put a 0.8 ohm ignition system on it, just to give it some more more responsive than what it used to be. And it should now just turn off instead of running on, like so. I had to cut the videoing short a wee bit on my own car, so I have a live Q&A session with Darren Haynes from Colorado, so I'll skip over to that shortly, and I'll get into some more cars later on. Alright, so Monday morning, I've done some repairs on this, gone through the ball joints and the rear brakes, so now I'll get started into the tune. Here's a 1982 Leland Mini City, just going back through recompliance, so getting it road legal. The customers decided to also get a tune. Supplied me another air filter to go onto it, so I'll do that as part of it, because what's on there is not quite suitable. As you can see to start with, it's got an odd lead, so I'll probably just start fresh, throw a new set on there, even the draw lead's wrong. And you'll notice the fan's on backwards. So let's get into it. So getting into it, you see here is a set of resistor style spark plugs that are wet and black. Same. The leads weren't terrible out of resistances. The blue one was massively out, and so was the red one. So new set, start fresh. So it'll get a new set of BP 5S spark plugs, get to 25 thou. So yeah, as you'll see, new plugs, new leads. Now, I've had to go through and test the new leads. Always make sure that you're checking any new components you're fitting, because it can lead you astray very quickly. So I've gone through the ignition timing on it. Basically all I've had to do was set up the timing light, run the engine up, and the ignition curve was basically bang on the money. I've made no adjustment to that, so I'll carry on and get this dialed in. So I've gone through, the spring's okay for 2050 in the dash pot, and I've modified the ADE needle, just what it needed for this one round. So obviously it's got the usual ailment of throttle shaft play, so I'll talk to the customer and see if she wants to eventually get the carburetor rebuilt or replaced, and then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, it's going to be a very drivable car. And right, here we are. This is a 1310 that I've just finished rebuilding the engine for. This has got a Power Spark high power ignition system. So this is the 0.8 ohm coil. It's got gapped BP6 ES spark plugs and just a standard HS4 carburetor. I haven't done anything with that side of it yet. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right, so what I've done today is I've had it up and running, done a few heat cycles, I've had to retorque the cylinder head and reset the tappets, gone through all that side of it, so I'm all happy with that. Set the ignition timing again, happy with that. Gone through the fueling. Now this is one that I'm having a little bit of trouble with. Is I've got great fueling, but I'm just sorting out there's an off-idle hesitation which I need to sort out. That might take me a little bit to sort out, so I'll probably cover that off camera now. I've got to replace the choke cable as well because it's seized. I think it had earthing issues and it's decided to basically weld it solid. So yeah, by the time it's all done, it'll be a lovely car. Hey, I'd just like to wrap up the video here by saying a couple of things. I did sort out that 1310 that you just saw. It needed a couple of adjustments just on the dampener. It was already a hybrid dampener, but it needed further adjustments, as well as the needle. So I'm really happy with that. I've taken it for a drive. I've just got to get some more mileage on it before I'm absolutely happy with it, and then I can let the customer know that it's ready to collect. I think he'll be quite impressed with it. I'd also like to just make a couple of points about needle options. Now, I've received a few messages from people regarding what needle's the best for my engine. I unfortunately cannot answer that. No needle is absolutely perfect out of the box for any given engine. They do need adjustments at some point on them. But yeah, unfortunately, they're not as straightforward as what a lot of people think. No one option is correct, as a lot of websites will suggest. So yeah, just don't lead yourself astray with that. The best thing to do is get a wideband O2 sensor, fit it into the exhaust, and get your measurements. And yeah, if you're not confident in that, yeah, please get in touch with me. I'm either on Facebook Messenger, or you can catch me at Hannah Motor Services in Christchurch, either. But otherwise, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that lovely stuff, and we'll see you all next time.